It is time now, 6:40. We continue to cover the economy this morning with more on Rhode Island's latest unemployment numbers. They went up to 12.7% last month. Joining us now to talk about them is Laura Hart from the Department of Labor and Training. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning.
Kind of a mixed bag here because that 12.7% doesn't tell the whole story, does it?
No, it doesn't tell the whole story. We see some positive indicators and some negative indicators this month.
Colliding.
Well, I wouldn't say it's colliding. Some explain the others. We see on its face 12.7%, not particularly happy about that. But when you look at the reasons why it went up, it says that our whole labor force is growing. We actually had the number of employed Rhode Islanders go up 1,700 this past month. This is the second month in a row we've seen that. So that's not a bad thing. It didn't happen at all in 2008 that we saw the arrow going in that direction.
Well, how is it that the employment can go up and at the same time unemployment can go up?
Because the number of unemployed people also went up. The labor force happens when you add the number of people who are working to the number of people who are seeking work. There's a whole other group of people out there who might be eligible for work. They're the right age, they've got the skills, but they're not looking. And what this says to us is more people are looking for work. Now, if you had a big influx of population coming in, if there was a big change and you saw employment and unemployment going up at the same time, that would make sense. But that's not what's happening here. Population's pretty stable.
Kind of stable, yeah.
Right. So that says to us that more people may be encouraged by the recent job news and are thinking that they can go back to work or they will have success in their job search. They're not as discouraged as they were before.
Here's another question, and depending on how you look at it and how you crunch the numbers, disturbing or not disturbing, unemployment reached 12.7% in July, even as the national jobless rate dropped. How do we explain that?
Well, again, it goes to the number of unemployed, because in Rhode Island, as a percentage of the population, the number of unemployed people who are saying they are looking for work is higher than it is on the national level. It actually went down nationally, and we went up here. So that's a piece of it, why that's happening. You also have to understand that the economy doesn't live in isolation. Rhode Island isn't in isolation. It's also tied to a regional economy. It's tied to the national economy. When the news is good nationally, ultimately that's going to be good for Rhode Island. We just might not be seeing the effects of it yet.
All right, Laura Hart from the Department of Labor and Training, as always. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.